Radical.
Welcome to Flea Market Stories, documenting one man's journey into the world of flea marketing. The previous one, there was an issue with the recording, and it got cut a little bit short. So basically, I just want to finish up saying that I am going to be adjusting the pricing on the 360 systems, and I'm going to be adding a much bigger television because I had the systems running on two smaller TVs. I think the idea is I'm going to run it on a really big television with a surround sound system to immerse them. And then they'll, of course, ask, $150, that includes the TV, right? No, it doesn't include the TV. But the idea is I'm going to have my presentation bigger on the 360. And then it'll make it seem more valuable than it really is. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of it is about presentation. If you see a 360 that's dirty in a box somewhere with some other stuff, doesn't look that valuable. But if you take it and you clean it up and you have a game like Gears of War running on it with an HDMI connection on a really nice high-resolution television, then boom, crisp high-resolution LED, then instantly they are immersed in it and they want something like that. At least that's the idea anyways. But in this installment of me rethinking my pricing on the weekend, I think this is the first time maybe like the last 3 weeks, I saw a smoking hot 10 out of 10. Smoking, smoldering, burning, like an inferno, like the sun. Hot as the fucking sun. And this was like a Caucasian version. The other one was a Hispanic version. Not at the flea market, but somewhere else. You know it, fellas. You know it when you see yourself a 10 out of 10 smoking hot beauty. I'm not talking lukewarm. I'm not talking medium hot. I'm talking about hot as the fucking sun hot. Like the kind of hot where you just get sidewinded, and the kind of hot to where it's just really like the face. Like you don't even notice the body that much. It's just like the face. The face so gorgeous. And of course, like if there's flabelanched, then it might get in the way of it, but body included. I didn't have time. She walked up, she was so gorgeous. Her eyes just caught me, man. And like I didn't even have time to look at the rest of her body. If she's walking away, I could have. But I was just so stunned by her beauty, right? And also early in the morning, you're not used to being hit with beauty like that early and everything. Like I had to like kind of wake up like, oh, wait, because sometimes I'm half asleep at the flea market. I'm like, oh, okay, shit. What's going on now? What made her even hotter to me is the fact that she was into the video games. Hard to find a hottie that's into the video games, right? And it was like not faking. It was legit. Like she was looking through the game. She knew about some of the games and everything. Not that I was going to quiz her like, you're not a true fan. How many Elder Scrolls are there? Like, no, I wasn't going to do that and everything. She was looking through the PS4 games, as most people are. So I got to upstock and restock and get more PS4 games to be profitable. Everyone's just PS4, man. That's what everyone's looking at, right? I did sell some PS3s, so I'm not going to say all PS4, but the vast majority of people were looking at the PS4 stuff. So this smoking hot beauty was looking through the games, and she pulled out Watch Dogs. And she was with her father. He was slightly to the right. I don't know if he was there the whole time. He might have been walked away, then kind of came back and everything. But she caught me off guard because she employed a technique I've never experienced before. And that was price matching. Believe it or not, she pulled the game up and it was Watch Dogs on PS4. Now, it did not have the artwork. It was Watch Dogs. It is now a 10-year-old game, granted. It is an open world car game that I've sold several times before, that and the second one specifically on PS4. And I explained that it's a lot like Grand Theft Auto, only with a hacking mechanic. And people that play it, they love playing it. Hey, it's a crowd pleaser. That being said, since I've sold that, I've never had any issue whatsoever selling that for $20, the first one or the second one. She brings up her phone, and she doesn't look like a poor person. She does not. And I looked at the father, her. I mean, you might say, Rick, what does a poor person look like? Yeah, someone, I guess maybe they could have a lot of bills and live beyond their means. But it's not like she was like wearing rags or anything like that. She looked up the pricing for a GameStop. And GameStop had the game for $6, right? Now, there's a GameStop that's about, I want to say 15, well, solid 20 minutes. A solid 20 minutes from where I sell my games. Solid 20 minutes is a GameStop. Maybe 25 in traffic, to be honest. I didn't bring up the traffic. I could have. But like I said, like I would have had a retort to her, but I didn't really kind of like, unlike the instance of the other person in the previous flea market stories that was talking about the price being too high on the 360s, this is an instance to where I did not want to get in an argument with this smoking hot beauty because you see I am a male. And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, well, you know what I'm thinking, right? Even if there's a sliver of a possibility of me in this 10 out of 10, let's say I'm not going to be haggling. Now, I'm not going to let her have everything for like deep discounts. No. But you got to understand, there's conflicts between me, my wallet, and my schlong, right? Yeah, the wallet wants money in the back pocket. But in the front pocket, which was getting a little heavier, I was trying to sit under the table looking in those gorgeous eyes. Might be something else that was one. So I think you kind of meet him halfway. I knew I was going to sell Watch Dogs to her. I knew that. She started bringing it up like she said, this is like basically a revenge story, right? I've heard it's really good. And then I said, yeah, it's, Aiden's the main character and his niece was killed. The niece was, they're supposed to basically, I'm not going to go into the story, but, that was the story. It was basically a revenge story. And she was intrigued in the revenge story. She wanted to play it, but she did not want to pay $20. Now, she brought up the price matching, which was $6 at GameStop. And then I couldn't say that it was not. I couldn't say, only $6, because I said, yeah, it is. I retorted, instead of like trying to defend my $20 price point, knowing that I don't pay much I try to not pay much at all for my games at all. So, yeah, I could have got 20. I thought it doesn't have the artwork, so it's not going to pop that much. And there's a lot of Watch Dogs PS4 out there. It's not something like a game that is uncommon. It's a pretty common game. There's a lot of copies out there. So what I said was I lied to her. And I said, well, today all the Xbox One and PS4 games are half off today. They weren't half off. It was near the end of the day. It was, I believe, Sunday, near the end of Sunday. Or was it Saturday? Fuck, I can't really remember. But I said that, yeah, it's half off today, $10. Then she asked me if I do Apple Pay, and I did not do Apple Pay. Apparently, she came to the flea market without any money on her. She assumes everyone does Apple Pay, I suppose. So I was like, I'm not gonna get the sale because, she opens up her wallet and she just has some ones. She doesn't really have a whole lot and everything. So I say, well, what I can do is I can hold it for a week if you would like that. And I would hold it for a week. And since it's on me because I don't do Apple Pay, I would give it to you for the same price, $10. She still mentions, well, I think I'll go to GameStop. Well, I think all she might have had was $5. Now, some of you might be shaking your head going, she's trying to work you, Rick. She's trying to work you. Well, I mean, I wasn't going to sell it for $5. There's a limit to smoking hot beauty. There is, right? I mean, unless you would have said, hey, what's up, Big Daddy? Can I get your number? or something like, I don't know what she would say. And women don't say that kind of stuff. But she would have to basically like unbutton her shirt and, flash them at me, which probably she wouldn't do. I'm thinking about the things she would have to probably do to get that for $5. I'm not going to be graphic, but there are ways maybe a certain person like that could have got that game for $5 possibly, but she'd have to work for it. Anyway, so her dad's there with her, and he seems a little embarrassed. He seems embarrassed. Like, there's parents that try to, when it comes to haggling, and I know like the dad didn't put her up to it because he seemed kind of embarrassed about it. Maybe she's just being realistic. Like, she had like a great kind of, I'm sure it's not the first time she's done that. She had a great response, or she had great lines. Like, it was smooth the way she did it. And I was actually kind of impressed with the way she came about it. It wasn't like a Phoenix resale. Have you seen him haggle for games? Hers was very like understated, and it was smooth using the price matching angle, which, light applause to her for doing that. Now, he actually had $10 in his wallet, and he said, I'll get it, and then she said, oh, okay, I'll pay you back and everything. So he had the 10 in his wallet, and he said, you should always support local business, something along the lines of support local business. So then I think, well, damn, they're paying $4 extra for Watch Dogs just on the grounds that they want to support local business. So I'm not sure if I'll ever see her again. I hope to see her again. Definitely hope to see her again. Now I have to maybe refresh myself on Watch Dogs and the story a little bit. So when she comes back and she tells me that she finished Watch Dogs, I'll have to basically not be that guy that doesn't know anything about the games he sells. But I think I've played through it maybe twice, so I know the story pretty well in Watch Dogs. And of all the games for her to get, that's a great game for her to get. For us to have a little bit of a dialogue and conversation and everything. But the whole angle that she has about the price matching, I'll have to kind of explain that, the prices are going to be higher here because, I support myself. GameStop, they have a lot of people supporting them. There's been many times that company was going to go belly up, but they have a lot of investors. Not so much. Like, I don't have that. And I might be kind of like, I'm going to make a joke and say like, well, this year, I'm not looking to do the whole price matching and take them on from a sales standpoint this year. Maybe next year, but not this year. I don't think I'm big enough this year. I will say, if you go there, their variety of Xbox 360 stuff, it is way inferior to mine. So they need to step up their game when it comes to Xbox 360.